In this video, we're going to explore why bone spurs develop at a couple different places in the body and what you can do to prevent them. Working Body Wednesdays is where we talk about posture, functional movement, and hardening your body so it's better able to handle the demands of daily life. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss another video again. If you've never seen any of my other videos, my background is as a physical therapist, so I commonly see people coming in with bone spurs, whether it's at their shoulder or their heel, or sometimes even in their spine or other joints in their body. Let's take a couple examples of where bone spurs commonly develop, and then I'll briefly explain how you can reduce the chance of forming a bone spur in those areas. Let's start with the shoulder, for example. It's very common that people develop a bone spur at their acromioclavicular joint, the AC joint. And part of this can be genetic. It can be the way that this joint is formed. Some people's are a little more pointed or angled, but sometimes it has to do with the posture over a period of time. As we become more and more slumped from working in front of computers or a sitting desk job of any kind, we start to develop a rounded spine, and the shoulder complex is going to roll forward. Can you see that? Now, when our arm lifts up, if the shoulder joint as a whole is not in the correct position, then we're going to be more likely to pinch on this side and this point of the shoulder as we take our arm out to the side and overhead. So some of it can be postural and lifestyle based as well. We very commonly see that people will have what's called a debridement, where a surgeon goes in with a scope and they grind down this little edge of the bone, and that is great, and sometimes that is helpful, but if you're not changing the surrounding factors, if indeed it was not genetic and it was more based on your job, it's not going to change because you're going to go right back to developing that bone spur again. Why does this develop? It's called a piezo-electric effect. So when there is repeated mechanical stress to an area, the body receives a signal that tells it to lay down bone because, hey, we're getting a lot of stress to this area. So if you have a bone spur in your foot, like in your heel, you get that because you're getting repeated stress to that area. Maybe your heel is not properly aligned in the ankle. So if you have somebody that's walking and maybe they have really flat feet, sometimes their ankle will go along with it, their heel bone will go along with it. And if your heel's always off to the side like this, can you see how it's not in the center of the joint? And by being off to the side, when they're walking, the force is coming here. I know I have the foot upside down, but imagine this is the other way around. The force is coming through here, and it's going at this kind of angle, and so you're getting more stress at an inopportune place in the heel over a period of maybe years, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, millions of steps, then we start to lay down more bone at different areas depending on where the force is. So an example of how you can fix that, in many cases for somebody with a heel spur, an easy way to fix that is to correct it through taping or through an orthotic. A custom orthotic that's going to get you in what's called subtalar neutral, so the joint below the two sides of the ankle here. If we can bring that back to center, then we'll go right through the center of the joint. The same thing could be true in the shoulder. If we were taking our shoulder into a better position by working on our posture, growing tall through our spine, elongating through the head, lifting the chest, and strengthening these muscles back here, opening up the front of the chest by getting some manual work, getting the chest open, stretching out the pec major, pec minor, subclavius, all the muscles that are associated with poor posture, opening that up, strengthening the postural muscles around the back and the shoulder blades. Then we can take stress off the shoulders. So every time that you bring your arm up overhead, the shoulder is going to be more in the socket instead of here. And we're going to be able to take that up without pinching on the side of the acromion. So then we're not getting that piezoelectric effect where we're laying down more bone and we're not going to develop bone spurs. So in a best case scenario, if you've already developed a bone spur and then you've maybe had to have it surgically removed, you need to change some of these lifestyle things as well. And then you're less likely to develop a subsequent bone spur. I go into greater detail on how to do some of these things, particularly the movement of the shoulder, the opening of the chest, on several other of our Working Body Wednesday videos. So be sure to check those out if you're more curious. leave a comment in the comment section below. Have you dealt with a bone spur anywhere in your body, whether it's in your heel or your shoulder or somewhere else in your body? It can develop just about anywhere. It can develop in the spine as well, or the neck. These are all postural related because you're not in the center of your body. There is something that has shifted you, or there can be a genetic effect as well. So tell me a little bit about your story. Have you dealt with this kind of thing? Do you know someone that's dealt with this kind of thing? And how have they corrected it? This has been another episode of Working Body Wednesdays. I try to post every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to check back next Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday.